500 hectares to give to the state. Out of we are going to give 5,000 to the state government, and the problem of lack of cassava will be solved.
Okay.
So,
Pastor, you raised the issue of land and the government's role in clearing the land. But there are many other ways we've heard of increasing yields, using the right varieties, fertilizer, and then access to land. Yeah.
You cannot do that on the sky.
Okay.
You can do it when you have the land.
So I think your point is very clear.
When the land is there, we have access to every other thing.
Okay.
We are going to drive it.
Fantastic.
And it will work.
Fantastic. So I appreciate your passion, and you've put out an idea here, and the governor has heard, I'm sure. So moving right along, you talked about the shortage of cassava, and we have a distillery that's actually producing ethanol from cassava. So we're going to hear from Mr. Anurang about your experience as an agribusiness, sourcing cassava locally and then processing it into ethanol. What are the key challenges you're facing, and what role can public-private partnerships play in unleashing the success of your business?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. First, I would like to thank Ogun State Government to make us part of this conference. And I'm going through this conference. Really, it's a very good conference, and such a thing should have happened every year and all that. It's a good steps from the Ogun State Government. We, as an Allied Atlantic distillery, we started our project. Actually, we started thinking of this project somewhere in 2000. We saw the world market, and world market, when we saw that a lot of ethanol started going into the fuel ethanol side. And Nigeria, till last year, even was importing all its ethanol from other countries. There was not a single drop being produced in Nigeria of the ethanol. Then we saw that, yes, a lot of ethanol is going towards the fuel ethanol and all that. Naturally, there is going to be a lot of scarcity of the ethanol for the portable purposes, and the prices will start going up, and then there will be challenges for the industry, because we are basically an alcohol beverages company. So we thought of going into the backward integration. And we started this activity right from, say, 2005, when we brought our own agriculture team. We have at present close to 40 extension officers working in the field, of which our growers knows very well that we are all over the Ogun State. And from then we started working on this one. So we started facing a lot of challenges during the thing. Yes, first of all, I would like to say Ogun State. I am in this country close to 13 years, more than 13 years. And Ogun State, I have seen a lot of improvement. And Ogun State, a lot of road development has taken place. If you go to 2002, 2003, from Sango, even from Lagos to Abeokuta, used to take a lot of time. But now, today I travel from Lagos to this thing, it took almost hardly 1 hour, 30 minutes. So previously it used to take close to 3 hours and all that. So that way I thank Ogun State government for slowly improving the structures of Ogun State. The second thing I have found in the Ogun State is a real lifeline for the industry. The real lifeline for the industry is the power. And in Nigeria, the power availability is a major issue. And we found that, because although we had studied various states for setting up our distillery, because there are so many places where the cassava is amply available. But when we looked at the Ogun State, we found that this is the state which is having a lot of agricultural products available, a lot of agricultural land available, and on top of it, it has a gas pipeline running through it. And that gas pipeline becomes a real lifeline for the industry, because once you have your own power, now today we have our own power house, We are producing our own electricity, we are producing our own steam at a very cheaper rates. And that becomes a real lifeline for this thing. So setting up the distillery in Ogun State, yes, we took a right decision for starting it up. But when we started our distillery, we started our trial production somewhere last year. The first challenges we found was the prices went up drastically high. So we found that there is no pricing mechanism in this country for the agricultural produce. In 2000, I will give an example, in 2012, the prices crashed down to 4,000 to 3,000 naira per ton. And which was not good for the farmers, because it was not even, farmers were not ready to even uproot the cassava because it was not good for the farmers. Even their cost of uprooting was more than what they were supposed to get it. So all of the crop remained in that one. Last year we found that the prices went up because of so many scarcities in the market. Prices went up to 23,000 naira per ton from 4,000 naira, which became very difficult for the industry to work. Because now industry cannot, farmers will be very happy to take out the product, but industry will be it will be very difficult for the industry to cope up with that much of the price. So this is on the pricing mechanism. Definitely I would like the governments, like the other countries, they have for agri products, there will be a benchmarking for the agri product so that it's a win-win situation for the industry as well as for the farmers. Farmers don't lose, industries don't lose on that. The second challenge is, which we have found, is the culture here. As rightly everybody is saying, the culture here is that farmers do not want to use fertilizers and insecticides. They say if it is an eating item, it's not good to use a fertilizer and all that. But without fertilizer you can't get the productivity. Here we are getting close to 13 tons or 14 tons of productivity per hectare. Whereas if we visited to Thailand and other places, on an average 40 to 50 tons they are getting it. We did our own trial productions, because since 2005 or 2006 we are doing the farming. We have done that and we have achieved up to 25 tons in our farms. Yes, we are promoting, our extension officers are there in the fields, we are promoting that. A lot of farmers are taking interest in that. And as proudly I can say, today we have close to 3,000 farmers under our contract farming. And almost 10,000 acres of land, it is under our contract farming at various places. So farmers are reciprocating, but they are not getting the supports which they needed from the government. Industry cannot give a full support. Yes, industry did a full support once. We did 2007. We supplied some fertilizers to the farmers. We supplied some insecticide machines, insecticide to the farmers, on the basis that they will, once they start producing and start giving us the thing, it will come back to us. But naturally, because of financial conditions and other things, it did not come back to us. That's the difference. So, the second one which we found is, then we approached the banks. The banks also, the procedure for the farmer is so long that we found that by the time the bank is approving for, say, cultivation, the money required for cultivation, actually the time for uprooting has come. So naturally the government has to think on these issues. Another one we are facing is the transportation business. Nigeria we don't have a good transportation business. Most of the farmer is using any private transport. We have found most of the time the truck gets stuck somewhere on the way. And it's a perishable item. Agric is a perishable item. That man has loaded close to 30 tons of cassava. And it is stopped on the way. It remained on the way for almost 2 days. Once he reaches to our factory, it is already totally rotten cassava. Now it becomes an issue. If I take